welcome back to part 3 of the Revvies post show. After party. Ooh, you can't see, but this is actually set in the hotel lobby.
Yeah, I got my key to the hotel. But first, we need to ask a question of you guys. One of our people in the back here decided to take down the lights up there. They were up there, so the lights are gone. Do you guys like it better without the lights, or do you like it better with the lights? Let us know in the comments below.
Continuity.
Yeah.
Sure, blame the help.
Okay, so now that we've said all that, now let's move on.
All right. So again, I am telling people to hold on to this amazing discussions we start having when the camera goes off, and I've got to wrangle them like cats and say, hold on to this energy and bring this discussion back when we start the. What kind of hotel is this? So we wanted to talk about 2 categories in particular: best actress in both the comedy or musical film, and best actress in a dramatic film.
Yes.
A lot of interesting discussion. I know Shonda was bringing up some points.
Yes.
Particularly about, let's start with drama film. The nominees were Carey Mulligan.
And
Viola
what's the
Davis,
name of it? What is the name of her movie, Marco?
Promising Young Woman.
That is right.
Apparently there may have been a
snafu,
slip up during the actual Revvies. Nothing but love and respect.
A John Travolta moment.
And,
I
don't think it was a John Travolta moment.
It wasn't that bad.
But Charlize Theron in The Old Guard, Frances McDormand in Nomadland, who ended up winning.
Yes.
And Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of Woman.
Yes.
But we had some discussion about the quality of these roles and the actresses playing them.
Over to you, Shonda.
Well, I'm not saying I disagree with who won, because she did a fantastic job. She transformed what we were watching.
She peed on a fence, and Shonda liked that part.
Okay, Jason.
There's a lot of fixation on the toilet aspects.
Well, I guess because they don't usually go so graphic in a movie, because Hollywood stars kind of want to be.
That's right.
They don't want to show the nitty gritty, but
they don't want to be seen having stomach issues.
She also had production credits on it as well, though, didn't she? She had a hand in.
Yeah.
I think
that's what it made it feel like it was so much of a documentary, is because it didn't just show the pretty times. It went into the nitty gritty. It went into
you're eating
sick.
bad
It
food.
went into
You're eating bad food.
What happens to the reality is not just you see the person running off to the washroom and that's it, and you just assume it. It showed you the nitty gritty and the sounds and what they have to do and
a complete day to day.
Yeah,
it seemed like that movie seemed like a documentary.
All the details, even when they had like a convention basically, and people were teaching other people all the details of what it takes to live there, and they did like swap meets for stuff that people need and like how to get by with that, and it was really eye opening and. Didn't you say they had some real...
They had real nomads in it. They had a lot of people that were real nomads in it, yes.
So if you're not familiar, Nomadland, to try to keep it spoiler-free, is a movie about a woman played by Frances McDormand who ends up having to live out of her van. Yes. And actually becomes part of a community, the Nomads, of people in the United States who live out of their vans.
Or RVs.
Or RVs when they live on the road, as it were.
Mobile.
Yeah.
And just sort of a documentary that takes place about their relationships and what life is actually like. Well, it's not a documentary.
It's not a documentary. It is a film. It is a film with the feel of a documentary. Chloe Zhao, the director, did an amazing job. And not only was it great to watch for that aspect, but just the way that she shot the film. Like, it was beautifully shot. Like just
there's some beautiful vistas. I mean, you're talking about
beautiful vistas, but the people are real looking.
They were,
people.
Like nobody looked like Hollywood people. The 2 Hollywood actors in it, David Statham and Frances McDormand, they're not really pretty people to be like. They're but they're getting older.
Well, sure, anybody in hair and makeup can be beautiful, but
they looked human. They looked like those
They didn't
characters.
stand out as being different
from
the other people in that movie, right? They
were
part of that world.
No, not at all. And they fit right in.
Right. So while I definitely do agree with all of those points, I wanted to also kind of almost shout out, in a sense, to Carey Mulligan.
Yes.
Shout out.
Yeah, Promising Young Woman. I thought that was a brilliant movie. I thought it was very well done. Her acting ability in that movie I thought was fantastic. And I just thought that she should kind of get some mention there because it was well done. And it was a really good movie. It kept you engaged.
Yeah, right? I agree. I thought,
and there was realism to it. There was a lot of
realism
to it.
Tackled a very difficult subject. They could have made the movie like very dark and depressing, which because it dealt with a very dark and depressing subject, but they managed to make it a more. There were times that she did seem powerless, but then she spun it and she empowered herself by sort of taking on these very dark and depressing things and turned the tables in a way so that in the end you're not going through the movie being, oh my god, like this is so horrible that this stuff happens and like da 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 da, because it's a reality of life that these kind of things do happen. It's almost it became almost a bit of a dream that you're like, wow, this would be so cool if this would happen. But
she was like a vigilante almost.
Yeah, in a way, she almost became.
So it starts delving into the fantasy. Part of it, or like
it is reality in the movie, but what would be great if,
like when something really bad happens that unfortunately does happen to people in this world, how can we turn it on its head and how can we really like sort of get back our lives instead of just dwelling on this horrible thing that happened, and what can we do to sort of make a difference to a point?
Yeah, I believe that every 14-year-old boy should have to watch this movie and have a discussion with his mother or his older sister or something about that. He needs to. I think men need to be taught. That they need to be taught and they need to learn like respect and. No means no, and not to, and just pouring her another drink doesn't make the no yes. It just
right.
So if you're bothered by what she's doing, maybe you need to look at your own actions.
Yes.
Because if you weren't pouring that drink, she's not doing nothing to you.
Yeah. And what you were gonna
she
say,
was
Shonda?
only going after the people that are going in those what currently, unfortunately, in popular world right now is gray areas, but it really shouldn't. It really should be black and white, and they're going into those gray areas and taking advantage of that.
Yes.
And that's not okay.
And Shonda, you were gonna say?
The last point I wanted to bring up about that movie is that how it kind of touched on different platforms. Like it had a little bit of comedy, had a lot of drama, it had a lot of strong emotions through most of it. So I felt it was a nice array, I guess, of emotion. So it kind of carried you through the movie in a really nice flow.
Yeah.
So it was very well rounded in that sense.
It was.
And also that it dealt with not just how, just like, victim and predator. It deals with all the bystanders and how their reaction can affect the outcome for the victim as well. So even though they didn't directly participate, just how they act during and after the fact.
They're not believing,
how their actions or lack of actions combined can make a big difference, and making sure that everyone, whenever a situation like that occurs, that everyone needs to be accountable for their actions, because it is affecting someone else's life.
Oh, for sure. So what's the next category now?
Well, there were also some other actresses in the category. I think shout-outs we're going to be going to. We had Viola Davis.
Viola Davis was great. She is always great, and she is especially great in the
power roles.
Those powerful roles. That the play. Well, I forget who the playwright is. I forget who the playwright is.
Was he the one that also the same playwright that did Fences?
The same playwright that did Fences. August something or other, I believe.
And didn't Denzel
Denzel was a producer on this, and she was fantastic.
And he's done a deal with Netflix.
He's done a deal with Netflix to make like 6 or 8 of his plays,
which is great because
I don't know if it's August Winter. That's sort of.
It's a great African American playwright, and it's good that these plays are getting a wider audience to see them and. I find personally this style of play has a lot of talking, which is not in any doesn't matter what person comes out with. It's like I used to go see some by like white people there that I'm not, that's not my preference for plays, but they are really well done. They do go into a lot of stuff with that, and I think it's great that they're getting the attention they deserve.
And Vanessa Kirby from Pieces of Me, she was fantastic. Piece of Woman, I think it's called,
Pieces
right? Pieces of Woman.
Pieces of Woman.
And she, the film, not really spoiler here, it deals with a woman losing a child after childbirth, and just how she portrayed that character was how I would think somebody would go. Like, it was just, she was powerful. It was heartbreaking to watch. Yeah,
it was emotional. But actually, leading right from that type of comment, actually, I wanted to also bring up Miss Juneteenth.
Yes,
because I don't think it got the recognition that it should have or that it deserved.
I agree.
Especially when I look at the performance from Nicole Bahari. Was incredible.
She was amazing. She carried
her
the movie
through the whole movie.
She carried that movie, and you felt all the pain she had to go through and all the disappointments, and she'd try, and she was a strong woman, and she had to deal with a lot. She had to deal with a lot.
The daughter in that too was
amazing. She was nominated. Yeah, she was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Yeah,
nominated. Yeah, I just thought maybe she didn't quite get that movie in general.
It didn't get the recognition. So people, when it comes, whenever you're available to watch it. Yeah, Miss Juneteen.
Was that on Netflix? No.
On a streaming service near you?
Was it?
Possibly, yes.
Possibly.
I think it was on.
I
think it was on VOD actually. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was. I thought it was very well done.
It was a great category, a very hard category to pick. All of those different actresses in any other year probably could have won. So it's a great year.
That category was tough because it was
stacked.
It was Anna Taylor-Joy, Rashida Jones.
Well, that's the comedy. That's the
Nicole
comedy
Bahari and Meryl Streep. So
that's the comedy one. Yeah, that's the comedy.
This is Best Actress Comedy.
Yeah. That one was also. It was a very good. Yeah, that was a very good category as well.
Very good category. It was a strong category. So I flip flopped a lot on that one after watching all of these.
And Meryl Streep won the category.
Well, Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. I think Meryl Streep also was one of the ones that, if people hadn't watched any of them, that might be the name that they're gonna pick. But she was amazing in the role. She stood out in that film. Like, she was great. I probably, if I was who were the people for the category again?
So Best Actress in a Comedy or Musical. Anna Taylor-Joy for Emma.
Okay.
Rashida Jones for On the Rocks.
Okay.
Maria Bakalova for Borat.
Yes.
Nicole Bahari for Miss Juneteenth, and Meryl Streep for The Prom.
I definitely I voted for the Juneteenth, and
I think Nicole Bahari. I think,
don't get me wrong, Meryl Streep's good. This was not her. This was not definitely one of her best roles.
I think Nicole Bahari and also the.
It didn't.
Bakalova or whatever.
It just didn't have the character itself in that movie didn't have as much of a range to play. Whereas in Miss Juneteenth it was quite a range. It was quite a deep character, and
and I think she should have won that category. Actually, to be honest.
Yes, but
I agree.
But I don't think enough people watched.
I think you're right.
That,
I think not enough
is the
people
problem
watched,
where
and
not
I
enough
think
people watched it.
and I think they voted for possibly voting for the name in this one.
I believe. I agree. So I agree as well. Well, it seems like it's come that time where we got to wrap things up.
I think so. I think
we've
had
had
some
three
excellent
after parties and
after parties. It's
Three
it's,
main
it's
parts.
5 in the morning.
Yeah.
The police have knocked several times.
You know, we're all sober now from
at some
heavy night
point. I
drinking.
believe there was a donkey walking through the lobby of the hotel. So we might have to call it a night.
It is that time.
But I just wanted to say I wanted to thank Jason for inviting me and for inviting us to come join in the first annual Revvies.
Revvie Awards. There will be another one for the 2021 calendar year.
So keep watching your entertainment. Keep watching your streaming services. Knock on wood, we all get back into a movie theater sooner than later. I certainly miss those days.
Then maybe we'll have a wider range for the genre,
especially the genre.
A lot of the
films,
genre ones didn't get released that were supposed to get released, and they got pushed back. So
that was a
Black Widow waiting for you.
That was a weaker category than it could have been in year. Yeah, there would have been at least 4 Marvel movies that would have been nominated. So
I'm excited to have the WandaVision and the Winter Soldier Marvel TV
Yes,
shows in for the
sure.
2021 release year. That's really strong contenders there.
Possibly Cobra Kai again, because season 3 of Cobra Kai came out in January, right? So possibly. Who knows when Stranger Things comes out? Maybe Stranger Things jumps in there. Season 4, we never know.
Depends when they get their filming done.
Lots of things to look forward to. And thank you all for tuning in. Without you guys, there'd be no reason for us to be here yapping like this on camera.
And if anybody wants us to discuss any other movies, just let us know.
Let us know in the comments. If you guys want us to do this again and just sit around and talk about stuff, let us know in the comments.
And as always, please remember to hit subscribe, hit like in any of the videos you've seen related to the Revvies.
If you hit like, it helps the algorithm, which helps.
And share with anyone you think would enjoy watching.
Yes. Thank you. Have a good night and stay safe, everybody.